Hey.
Hey.
Oh, what
Hey.
What?
I don't know.
Okay, well, on this episode of Conversations My Husband Doesn't See Coming, we were actually talking earlier about protecting your peace.
Piece of what? I got it in my hand right now.
I can't.
Not that piece. Oh, you like your piece.
Your peace,
Your piece.
you know, not just that, but like your whole mindset and mood. And there are going to be times in your life where you're going to have people around you that really have a negative impact.
Yes.
On that. And, you know, we are both we're called to help people. We both have that spirit to help other people. And so we find ourselves in a situation, probably more often than we should, where there are people around us who are so negative that it could really carry over into your life. And so we want to talk a little bit about how you protect your mindset and set limitations for how much you allow those people into your life when you have that helping spirit. What do you think?
Yeah, good. I mean, at what point, this is a question from me to y'all, right? At what point do you tell that person, I can't do the negativity no more. I'm done.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like to the point, I love you, but I can't deal with the doom and gloom, right?
Yeah, because, you know, if somebody's going, and we're not saying just ditch your friends when they're going through the roughest seasons of their life.
No, I'm talking about when it's a
habitual issue.
It's a natural thing for them, right?
Yeah, because, you know, when somebody's going through those rough spots in their life, they need you to be that friend. They need you to find the balance between lean on me and you got to get up and do what you got to do, you know?
Yeah.
And it's hard to find that balance, but it's also hard. Sometimes a friendship or a relationship has ran its course. And ending those because it's now disturbing your mindset and your peace is a really hard place to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just hard to end relationships that are romantic. It's really hard to draw boundaries with people that you've spent even a year or more with sharing your life with them and them sharing their life with you. But if you start to see that you're not really helping that negativity and they are just, you're absorbing it instead. And it's affecting your life. It's kind of time to draw some boundaries. And those conversations can be really hard. But nobody can tell you when it's time to do that. You have to be aware of it and recognize that that's what's happening. You've got to be aware of the fact that it's not just a season in their life. You know?
Yeah. Because
some people find themselves in a miserable place and they become stuck. And no matter how much of a spirit of helpfulness that you have, you can't get them out of that.
Mm-hmm. Nothing you can do can make them happy for you know, I mean, maybe happy for the moment,
For the moment, maybe, yeah.
but to look at life in a different way, I don't know, it's tough.
It really is. And, you know, and a lot of times when you find somebody like that, it's because they're really just not happy with either their life choices or where their choices have taken them. Maybe they made choices that they were happy with, but somewhere along the road it forked, you know, and it just turned into a life where they can't really find any happiness. And that's really a hopeless place to be.
Yeah.
So it's a rough place to be, to try to find the balance between trying to support somebody through that and support, like, protecting your own mindset and your own peace, because we're pretty happy people.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys see what we're like. And what you see on camera is just a small, like, guys, if there was a camera on us all the time, good gracious. Because we just have a good time.
Yeah.
We actually got accused by his youngest. She was in her early teen years. Her room was across from ours. And we were in there. We were just laughing and giggling. And when she sent you a text, I know what you're doing. I can hear you. We were literally laughing.
Yeah.
Fully clothed, laughing. So, I don't know if we were fully clothed, but we were laughing. But the thing is, we're not telling you to ditch your friends. We're not telling you to take off on them when they're going through a rough spot. But we are telling you that you really got to be aware of how the people around you are impacting your life. Yeah. Because sometimes you have to be a support in a different way, right, from afar.
At some point, they're bringing the whole room, so to speak, down, right?
It really gets that way.
And I mean, you know, like I say, you don't want to give up on people when they're having trouble, but when it's every time you're around these folks, it's just miserable, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to be like that.
And that's the thing. It's not, like I just said already, it's not a season. And what you just said, it's every time you're around that person and they're like, you know what? That doorknob turns right. Yeah. And it's the end of the world. And you're like, they all turn right. Go ahead.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, okay. But I don't know. You just, finding that balance is really hard. And you can let us know in the comments if you've had a situation like this and how you've navigated it. Sometimes you grow apart as humans, and sometimes people just find, you know, the saying, misery loves company. And sometimes people go through a miserable period in their life and they just literally can't pull themselves out of it. They literally find solace in it and just dig in and decide, I'm going to live here. And every time you're around them, they can't get along with anybody else. And everything with people like that, the thing you'll notice is nothing is ever their fault. They don't take any kind of ownership in any of their actions or their decisions. It's always somebody else did something to me. Mm-hmm. It's always somebody else pissed me off. It's always about other people rather than themselves. Mm-hmm. And I'll be honest with you, it's really hard to accept that you've done something wrong. And I've used this example several times. I was in the grocery store one day and there was a lady there with 2 kids. And they opened up, we were all standing in line, and they opened up the aisle beside the cashier beside us. And I was behind her and I went to go. And she said, excuse me, but I was next. She didn't say anything rude. She was very polite about it. She was a good example in front of her kids. I was the one being rude. In my mind, my immediate thought was, how dare this be? And then I had to check myself. And I have never forgot this. I had to check myself because I was wrong. The difference is I recognized it.
Right.
And because of that, it became a lesson in my life that I've actually shared with many employees in coaching sessions and everything else. When somebody tells you you've done something wrong, it's natural to feel attacked and feel defensive.
Go on defensive, right?
What you decide to do with it is what determines who you are as a person. But the thing about it is with people that are stuck in negativity, you're almost afraid to have those conversations with them because you know it's going to turn in. They're not going to recognize that they're doing something. Mm-hmm. So you have two choices. You can either have the conversation anyways and face it head on, or find a way to start cutting that person off some and not allowing them so much influence in your life, I guess is the way to put it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, guys. What we're saying is protect your mind, protect your heart. Surround yourself with people that have common goals. Surround yourself with people that understand what drives you and you understand what drives them. And surround yourself with people that bring some sort of positivity into your life. And pride yourself in knowing that you're giving something positive back, because it's not always about that. I've got a really close friend who is a big YouTuber, and she helps me out tremendously. But one of the things that I love about our friendship is she can ask me for help in anything, and I'll jump and do it. And the same thing when I ask her a question. It's not a one-sided friendship.
Right.
And when you're a kind-hearted person, you have a tendency to find yourself in one-sided friendships.
Taking advantage of, right?
Yeah, you really do. And not just friendships, it can be family.
Yeah.
It can be anybody, because I can tell you right now that we are the go-to in our family. Before anybody will ask anybody, I think they've quit asking anyone else, because they know we're going to say yes, because that's what we help.
Just protect yourself. Help others, yes. But also you got to protect yourself at the same time. Right?
Yeah, definitely. We'd love to see your experiences in the comments and talk back and forth with you guys. We definitely do not have the answers for this. We do recognize that it is something that a lot of people, ourselves included, struggle with. Right. And that setting those boundaries can be some of the hardest things that you do. Severing any kind of relationship is not easy at all. And if anybody tells you that it is, no matter how angry or upset you are, well, they're blowing smoke. Because it's not easy to end relationships of any kind. No. So, we hope that this finds itself to the people that needs it. Finds its way to the person that needs to hear that they need to do some relationship inventory, so to speak. And, again, maybe we can all help each other through these journeys. But thank you guys for joining us today. Thank you for being a part of our community. It means a lot to us. Make sure you subscribe, and we will see you next time.
Take care.
Bye, guys.